Grand Sunrise and fam, as these mental and spiritual funds that are rising. I hope y'all making plenty of deposits today. And I'm just like, I just want to talk about like assets and liabilities. Are you an asset to your team? Are you an asset to your collective group? Or are you a liability? Because, you know, a lot of people with their emotions and feelings, they can be a liability. So that's my thing. Like, can you control your emotions to make you an asset in a relationship, a partnership, or anything? Or are you a liability? And if you don't know what a liability is, okay, let's get into the term. A liability is something that will put you at a disadvantage, something that, you know, uh, takes away from the collective, something that puts you in jeopardy of danger and something. So with your feelings, are you a liability, you know? Because a lot of people in these relationships, they are liabilities and you just don't know it, you know? And this is why I believe in like people being whole as one, you know, like not just, hey, you got this and I got this and you got this and I got this. No. So that's my thing. Like, what are you bringing to the table to make you an asset? Have you ever been a liability? You know, is it your personality? Like, what is it? Can you explain to a person before getting to the table what you bring to the table? Grand sun rising as these funds is rising. I'm also doing a live stream over here while I'm shooting this video. So like that's what I want to know. Like, what makes you an asset? You know, can you cook? Can you clean? Can you make stuff? Can you make clothes? Can you like what do you bring to the table? You know? A lot of times if you're a consumer, you just consume, you don't create, then you might be a liability in some sort. Pretty sure you're an asset to these companies. Like, you know, you're an asset to Jordan, you're an asset to Gucci, you're an asset to all these things because you bring them money. But you know, that can be a liability when it comes to your future foundation for your children and, you know, things of that nature. So, is what you're doing now is a liability for the future, you know? Is buying all these Jordans that making you a liability instead of investing that same money in that market? Y'all ever check out Nike stock at this moment? How it's going up? It's going up. After the Kobe thing, Nike stock went up. What was it? The Zion Williams thing. So, are you just buying a product, being a consumer, or are you investing in it? Because a lot of times, like I said, you consumers are liabilities. But I ain't mad at you because you're an asset to the company. So, that's what I want to know. And that's what I kind of ask people. Like, what do you bring to the table? Does your assets outweigh your liabilities? Will your emotions put us in a messed up predicament? Will your spending put us somewhere we shouldn't be? You would say, hey, you wanted to spend some money, now we behind on some bills. Like, how does that work? Like, because if you went through that, you are that liability. You got the time to change it. You don't have to be that liability, right? Be an asset for anything and everything you do. And you know, an asset is something that brings value to the table, that brings value. You know, so what can you do? I say right now in this pandemic, like, if you could grow food, if you got a product, I see some of y'all ladies, y'all making lip balms and stuff like that, hair oil, shout out to y'all, because, you know, you're making yourself valuable. You're bringing value to yourself, you know, because that's the whole thing now. Like, we don't have to work for these companies and stuff like that. I haven't worked for another man since about 2011, 2012. So that's my thing. Like, we are the assets. We bring value to these companies, you know. And that's my thing also. Like, are you gonna trade in this 50 grand per year for this 50 grand a month? Cause that's the whole setup right there. I'm gonna give you this salary, and maybe you give up on your dreams, but you know you gotta pay them bills and stuff. So that's why I tell y'all, like, if you can go work 9 to 5 for him, I hope you can work from 6 to 12 for yourself when you get home. You know, don't just work for these people, making them rich, and then you retire. Like, that's my thing now. Like, you know, I'm a fire sign. I'm a Leo. Like, I wants to go. I want to set flame. I got questions. Why? Why this? Why that? And I could never understand it. My pops, he always was get a job, go to work, Social Security. Yeah, that sound good, but it's like you are that example. Like, you didn't get too far with the going to work. Yeah, retirement. And you know, that's a setup. Like, you go to work for 40 years to retire off of 40% of your income. No. You know, I always looked at it like, I can always make more doing it myself. But shout out to the people, like, you know, I understand the job thing. Sometimes you just gotta jump out there. But even think about it now. At the place that you work for, the place you employed for, what value do they bring? What value do you bring to that company that you could do for yourself? I see a lot of these Lyft drivers. Hey, you can be the hood Lyft for real, but I can understand the incentive. You can have your own limo service, right? You know, everybody need their hair and nails done. That's what y'all need to start doing, you know. And if y'all need an investment, right? But either way, it's like, I just want to know, like, what can you do? What is something y'all do well? Make sure y'all inbox me, DM me, or y'all can even email me. Email in the description box. But that's all I really want to know, y'all. I just want to make y'all think today, like, how much value can you bring to something? You know, how much of an asset are you to your people around you? You know, are you always in good spirits? You know, you could be a spiritual asset to people. You know, you come around and you change the mood from a negative to a positive one. Hey, shout out to all our friends that's like that can just come and they can change the mood. And, you know, shout out to all the people that's taking in some of that negative energy also. But either way, like, what do you bring to your friends? You know, is it just the L? We can come, because, you know, you got to be more than just, hey, we can party, we can turn up. You know, can we make some investments together? You know, can we learn some new information together? Can we start a business together? Because it's easy to smoke and get it in together and party, go to the club. That is basic. They was doing that in the 70s and the 80s, but they was just doing it better. So it's like, you know, what are y'all doing for a collective right now? And I'm going to end this video right here, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to touch on some more. But look, y'all, I love y'all. Like I said, I hope y'all making plenty deposits in them spiritual banks.